football analyst Joel Klatt just declared March Madness the dumbest tournament in sports. This is the worst take of the month. This is the worst take of the year. Scratch that. This is the worst take of all time. Let's roll a clip.
Like, we're not looking for a Cinderella. Nobody cares in football about James Madison or the equivalent of George Mason going. Didn't George Mason go to the Final Four or
They
something
did,
like that?
yes.
Nobody cares in football about that. We don't want Cinderellas. We want the best teams playing each other at the end. In fact, hot take. I mean, like the hottest of all takes that I've ever had in my entire life. The NCAA basketball tournament is a joke. It's the dumbest tournament and the least fair tournament in all of sports. We go and we put teams at odd times on neutral sites in a one game affair. Like, that doesn't crown a true champion. We're not doing anything that tells us who's the best team over the course of the entire season. Like, if anything, the NCAA basketball tournament should act exactly like the old World Cup,
What?
which we should have groups. They should all
Bro,
get
what are you
guaranteed
talking about,
3
man?
games, and they should be played at the higher
Bro,
seeds
I'm out,
arena,
man.
so that those seeds are rewarded for a quality game, and that way we don't just get to see, like, Kentucky one and done against George Mason or something like that. Well, that's stupid.
Joel Klatt, what are we doing right now? In a world where dumb takes seem to be on the daily in college football and college sports in general, I think Joel Klatt just took the cake. Like, literally. I've never heard a stupider take than this. In all respect to you, Joel Klatt, I mean, an esteemed college football analyst for Fox, has his own podcast, The Joel Klatt Show, but he just made an absolute fool of himself on the Next Round podcast. He says, we don't want Cinderellas. We want the best teams playing each other at the end. The NCAA basketball tournament is a joke. It's the dumbest tournament and the least fair tournament in all of sports. Really, Joe? That's interesting. Who pays your paycheck? Oh, Fox, yeah, that's right. Who shows the NCAA tournament on TV? Oh, CBS, that's right. Oh, yeah. So it's really that simple, guys. Joel Klatt, he's paid to pump up the brands that he is paid by. But genuinely, this is the worst take of all time. Joel Klatt says he wants a true champion. So he starts off, talking about the college football playoff and how it's a little bit messed up. I think we can all agree with that on some sort. He doesn't think the group of 5, which, if you're new, is teams that aren't in the Power 4, that aren't the biggest brands in college football. He thinks they don't deserve a bid at all. He thinks it takes away from the quote-unquote true champions being crowned in college football. Well,
quick little add in here. Joel Klatt himself was also once a Cinderella. His 2005 Colorado team was 7-4 entering the Big 12 championship game against 11-0 Texas. They lost that game 70-3, so you can see where he's picked up a disliking for Cinderellas. But it still goes to show you how hypocritical he's being.
We're just coming from a little bit, but it's ironic because last year, in the first ever 12-team college football playoff, the top 4 seeds lost in the first round. Not only that, the number 8 seed won the national championship. So if this is what you are saying, if you are implying that the group of 4, the Cinderella, can't win in college football, you're wrong. Okay, but that's not even as bad as it gets. Joel Klatt goes on to say that the NCAA tournament in college basketball is a joke. This is, on so many levels, such a bad take. For one, the NCAA tournament is fun because of upsets. I mean, literally. I guarantee you 90% of college basketball watchers don't watch until the tournament. Now, I don't support that, but that just goes to show you that how successful the NCAA tournament is. CBS literally paid billions of dollars just to keep the NCAA tournament in their hands. And I'm sure Fox was making bids at that too. So, the NCAA tournament is one of the most coveted sports. And in my opinion, it's by far the best tournament in all sports. I mean, it has the upsets, the top tier competition, the storylines, and it's so many games. I mean, how can you not love it? But Joel Klatt said, well, we want the true champion, Cinderella's. Nobody wants to see upsets. We want a true champion. What does that even mean? Okay, is the true champion just the biggest brand winning the title? Because that's what it really seems like you're saying.
So here.
If you're a Joel Klatt viewer, maybe you should consider finding yourself a new podcast. That podcast being right here, Random SEC. Make sure you're following, subscribed, and like, comment, and all at the Random SEC. It's completely free, and we really appreciate it. We cover all college sports, especially the SEC. So make sure you're
Right. Thanks. Back to the video.
teams like George Mason making it to the Final Four. If they made it to the Final Four, doesn't that mean they're a top 4 team? Doesn't that mean they're a true champion? Why the heck does it matter what brand they're in or what conference they're in? He's bringing back this 2012 George Mason run where they beat Kentucky and they beat all these top teams and they make it to the Final Four. In the end, he said Kentucky should have never had to play that game. Why? Because they were seeded higher? At the end of the day, the seeds are just there to be placements for who teams should play. George Mason was the better team. They won. I mean, how else do you put this? How else do you put this into words? I mean, they literally won the basketball game that was played. That's really what all it comes down to. Just because your opinion is that Kentucky's a better brand doesn't mean that they should automatically get to the Final Four every year. That's what you're saying right now, Joel Klatt. That's literally what you're saying. This is just... I think this is bigger, though. I think he's just clickbaiting, and I really don't know, but no one can truly believe this. I mean, look, elimination is inherently unfair. So you want them... So basically, this is another thing that you're saying. We would just want the biggest brands to keep playing these games until they eventually win. Single elimination is literally the most fair thing. It's one game. You gotta play your best. They gotta play their best. You crown a champion. That's literally the most fair thing. That's literally how it is in college football. I get he's just trying to make his point, like that college football playoff should be, shrunk. But that's obviously just so stupid. I mean, if you're gonna do that, just say it. Again, guys, March Madness is literally popular because of upsets. And granted, we'd love to see the big brands, the highest NBA talent play, but we'd like to see them lose too. It's really fun when these guys who are never going to play professional basketball, who are never going to do anything else in their lives that's on television, we'd like to see these 22-year-olds with mustaches who are going to be accountants in the next 2 years beat up on these NBA players who are going to be playing for 20 years. That's what makes it fun. I mean, literally, since the beginning of the popularity of March Madness, we have the 1995 Villanova team pulling off upsets left and right. We have 2018 UMBC, 16 seed overall, 1 seed. You're telling me you don't want to see that? That's entertaining basketball. That's why we love sports. That's why I love sports. If sports was the top team winning every time, I would hate it. I wouldn't watch. I'd like to see teams that aren't supposed to win. It literally is what makes money. You're only saying this because you are paid by Fox, and the NCAA tournament is covered by CBS. If the NCAA tournament was covered by Fox, you'd be like, oh, this is the best tournament of all time. No, you just want to see your brands, which Fox covers the Big Ten, conferences and games. So when they're playing and when they're a topic of discussion, you'll pump them up. But when it's anybody else, don't want to see that. Fans don't want to see that. And how dare you have the audacity to say fans don't want to see that? It's one thing for you to say, I don't want to see that. Okay. No one really cares what you think. But you have the audacity to say, fans don't want to see that. We don't want to see that, dude. Why is Klatt even speaking about this? He's a football analyst. His football take was bad enough. Then he has to go to basketball? Why? Just stick to your sport, dude. Like I've been hinting at earlier, I think this is a much bigger issue in college football. I think we have network incentive problems. Networks are what are driving the campaigns for playoff teams. teams and conferences in general, and as with the networks deciding who's in and who's out. No one wants that. We want the best teams in, and we don't care what the heck their brand is. We see this all over college football. You know, guys like Joel Klatt, guys like Kirk Herbstreit, we used to see them, you know, a lot because, you know, they loved college football. But now, as years go by, they're just shells of themselves talking about, we care about viewers and blah, blah, blah. You know, they're just saying whatever ESPN, whatever Fox, whatever CBS wants them to say, and it's actually sad. But maybe this is our fault, you know, maybe we're feeding into them too much and giving them the views that they so desperately desire. But Joel Klatt has been absolutely fried on every social network. I mean, people coming up with receipts of teams, of upsets throughout college football history, throughout college basketball history, and people just in general absolutely frying Joel Klatt and bringing up his worst takes ever. And it's just not a good look for Joel Klatt. You know, I think these people think that controversial takes will, you know, boost their engagement, and it will, but it'll only be short-lasting, because now these loyal fans that you've had, they're gonna be like, this guy's just a tool, and they're not gonna watch that. And so hopefully we see fans starting to revolt against guys like Klatt and Herbstreit and all that, so we can stop getting these networks just so intermingled in every sense of the game. I mean, it's inevitable, but can we please just halt it a little bit? Fans, just stop even paying attention to these guys. It was so bad that it overshadowed another terrible take this week by Kirk Herbstreit saying, Saturday not having college football threw us for a loop. It's ironic because there was actually quite a lot of college football on Saturday, just not college football that ESPN was showing, and that's obviously who Kirk Herbstreit works for. Yeah, there's actually the Army-Navy game, one of the biggest games in college football all year. In fact, the Navy account, look at this, the Navy account snaps back at Herbstreit, and Herbstreit deleted this tweet. So, guys, if you're not awake now, I don't think you ever will be. These announcers, these talking heads, they're just pushing their agenda. They're just, I mean, literally just shoving what they want you to look at, and that is the people that pay them. It's as simple as that. I've heard a lot of dumb takes throughout my life. Political, religious, educational, a whole lot of sports ones. I think this takes the cake out of all of them. I truly mean it. I mean, the college basketball NCAA tournament is by far one of the most perfect in sports, if not the best. Most people can agree with that, even if they're big NFL fans, big soccer fans, big college football fans, big basketball fans. Pretty much universally agree that the NCAA tournament in college basketball is top tier. I mean, it gets a ton of viewers. We see that. People don't know the players' names. They're there to see the upsets. So when someone makes such a tone-deaf take like this, it's hard not to just, I mean, absolutely shake your head. I hate to feed into his engagement farming, but I just have to. I mean, I had to bring this to light, guys. This is just so bad. You know, I miss the days when ESPN was just straight up highlights, and, you know, we would get analysis, but it would be very, you know, abrupt and just fun things, and that's what I would tune into, and that's what most people would. But, you know, that was just pushing things to create argument, social media content, and it's purely just sad. Well, thanks guys for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, as I said before. Follow, like, everything on all socials at The Random SEC. We really appreciate it. It's free. I'll see you next time.